So if you're traveling to Thailand, you might regret not knowing a lot of things that I'm going to be sharing in this video. So I was in Thailand for a good 1 month in April 2024. And so everything that I'm going to share is going to be from experience, from things I have myself experienced firsthand in the country. Thailand is such a beautiful country. It has a lot of diversity. The people are great, the food, everything. If you're watching this video, I'm sure you've already made up your mind about visiting Thailand. So in this video, I'll be sharing everything that you need to know before going to Thailand, be it about flights or visa or currency, budget, accommodation, stuff like that, and also some unpopular opinions, things that I thought were really overhyped that you can just miss and save up your time. And just my personal favorite things to do in the country. So let's get into it. First, flights and visa. Thailand is currently visa free for Indians, so take advantage of that while you can. When I also went, it was visa free. So that is not of our concern right now. Then flights. But yeah, make sure whenever you're visiting, just read if it is still visa free or not. When it comes to flights, mostly people take a direct flight from India to Bangkok. And while that is a great thing to do, I have a few suggestions. Now, it really depends on the number of days you're going there for. So, for example, if you have less time and you want to do South Thailand as well as North Thailand, then it would make more sense to take a direct flight to Phuket, all the way south, explore areas over there, then make your way up to Bangkok. And honestly, just traveling within Thailand is so easy. We'll come to that. And after Bangkok, you can easily go to north of Thailand. You can either fly from there or you can fly from Bangkok, however suits your itinerary. Even if you're taking a flight in Bangkok, just know that there are two airports to choose from. One is DMK and one is BKK. So just check whichever flight is more feasible, more suitable according to the dates of your travel. So that would be about flights. What I did, because I was there for 1 good month, I had the liberty of time. So I flew to Bangkok. Although I didn't really do a lot there, I was also going to experience the New Year, the Thai New Year, which is Songkran. So I went there, I just experienced that, and then I left for Phuket, Krabi, Phi Phi, took the flight all the way to Chiang Mai, and that's where we ended the trip. So that's what I did, but I had a lot of time in hand. So it really depends on how much time you have. Accordingly, please decide where you want to land. Now, once you land, you will need a SIM card to book either your taxi or just know where your hostel or hotel is. So let's talk about SIM and currency. Thai baht is the currency of Thailand. Since Thailand is such a popular destination for Indians, it's very, very easy to find Thai baht in India only. So that is what I would also recommend. If you can convert it and go take that only, that will be really convenient. I could convert it at a good rate also, and it'll save you from double conversion INR to USD and USD to Thai baht further. If you already have USD with you lying around, you can always carry that just in case you want to convert extra to Thai baht. So that's what I did. Of course, avoid converting your currency at the airport. The rates would be much, much higher. And when it comes to SIM, so I took a SIM of this network called AIS. For the first 2 days in Thailand, I was all by myself. I was there alone. And when it comes to solo travel, I don't really compromise on safety and convenience a lot. So I took the SIM from the airport only, and it cost me about 999 Thai baht, I think, and that comes to be 2400 Indian rupees, which I know is quite a lot. It gave me unlimited data for 30 days. But if you take the same thing from a local market, it'll cost you around 350 baht, which would be 900 rupees. So that is how huge the difference is. So if you can, of course, go and take the SIM from the local market. Because I was traveling alone, I wanted to take it from the airport only. The network I chose was AIS, and that worked really well all over in Thailand. Now, once you land in Thailand, your currency SIM situation is almost sorted. You want to reach your hotel or hostels. So let's talk about traveling within Thailand. Honestly, it is an adventure in itself. There are buses, tuk-tuks, metro, different kinds of metro, ferries, flights, of course, and so many things. You can rent a scooty. So basically, I remember taking almost, I think, every mode of transportation when I was in Thailand, all of these that I mentioned. Once I landed at the airport, I took a Sky MRT, which is a form of a metro train, and I took that to reach my hostel. And I remember, I think it cost me around 175 Indian rupees, which is so amazing because the Grab taxi was costing a bomb, maybe because it was also Songkran. So yeah, metro is super, super convenient to travel, at least in Bangkok. Then in islands and all of that, of course, you won't find the metro. At those places, you can opt for Grab. Grab is an application, so make sure you have it on you when you go. You can book bikes or you can book taxis via Grab. It's just like Uber. So that was very convenient. I remember in Chiang Mai, almost every day when we were going out, I would book a scooty using Grab. Then if you want to travel intercity, overnight buses and overnight trains are so convenient. I remember taking an overnight bus from Bangkok to Phuket. I think it cost me around 1700 rupees if I'm not wrong, and I booked it using the website called 12 Go Asia. 12 Go Asia is very reliable, so be it overnight trains or buses, whatever you want to book, just check that site 12 Go Asia and you can book your intercity travel using that website. Now let's talk about food specifically for vegetarians, because I'm also one. Actually, semi-vegetarian because I eat eggs, so it's always debatable. But if you don't eat egg and if you're a pure vegetarian, things sometimes will be tricky, yes, but I will tell you how you can still make the most of your trip. So, to my surprise, even when I was also going, I thought, okay, there's nothing for vegetarians, but to my surprise, there are actually a lot of options. At night markets, you'll find, it'll be very overwhelming, okay? It's filled with meat and stuff like that. But there are some stalls which are open to giving vegetarian options if you request them to. You just have to tell them J-A-Y, which means vegetarian in their language, and they will customize things for you. They might add tofu or they might just eliminate meat, whatever it is. Local food, vegetarian is also a possibility. Even at these night markets, I remember I ate a lot of Mexican food because finding vegetarian in that cuisine is very easy, or just sometimes sweet corn, or sometimes my favorite dessert there, which is mango sticky rice or crispy Nutella roti. So all of these things that I'm telling you about, they will be available at night market and you can try them. Of course, the ratio is going to be like for 9 non-vegetarian things, you will have 1 vegetarian. That's where you'll have to compromise. But that's okay. So that was about night market. 7-Elevens. Oh my God. So this is not even for vegetarians. This is for everyone. That 7-Elevens in Thailand, they are not just a superstore like a grocery store. They are an experience in itself. So you will find everything there. You will find protein shakes, you will find sandwiches that you can just request them to heat at that time and then have. Of course, not the healthiest option, but sometimes while traveling, things are just okay. Or just instant noodles, or just so much variety of chips, I don't know, I'm just feeling so happy just talking about 7-Elevens because it was really good, even for vegetarians. I remember there was this dish called garlic basil rice, and I used to eat that a lot when I was hungry and I didn't know where to go exactly. So you would just ask them to heat it and you can have it. So there were less vegetarian options, of course, when it comes to ready frozen food, but still a lot of packaged food you can find vegetarian in 7-Eleven. Explore that. Oh, I remember my particular favorite rice cracker at one of the 7-Elevens I found was bin rice cracker. If you can find it anywhere at 7-Eleven, please also bring it for me. Okay, just kidding. Just have it. It's amazing. And it's not as unhealthy as a lot of other packaged food and chips. So 7-Elevens, just definitely explore 7-Elevens. I think I've talked a lot about it. Thirdly, you can also download this application called Happy Cow. You just have to put in your location and it will show you vegetarian or vegan places around you. And I'm telling you, Happy Cow is such a lifesaver. I remember when I wanted to go to absolutely vegan places, I would just use the application and whatever, and there are so many good reviews and it's just so reliable, and it has recommended some of the best restaurants or cafes that I have checked out in Thailand. So yeah, definitely check out that app. And for desserts, like I said, mango sticky rice and crispy Nutella roti were things that I really enjoyed when I could absolutely find nothing else. Especially mango sticky rice. Honestly, it's just, sometimes that would be my dinner. It's just so yummy, especially if you're going in the season. I was there when the mango season was on, so yeah, my mouth is watering as I talk about it. And since we are talking about food, the video will be incomplete if I don't mention my favorite city in Thailand, which you will not see in a lot of typical itineraries, and it's not very hidden as much as it used to be now, and it is Chiang Mai. So Chiang Mai is not like a beach town. It's not in the south. South is where all the islands and all of the beaches would be. But up north, there's Chiang Mai, and it is such an incredible place just being there. It's one of those cities that made me feel, okay, if I want to live somewhere in Thailand, it would be Chiang Mai. I can easily spend 2-3 months there and not get bored. We were talking about food. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, You will love Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai has a thriving vegan culture. There are so many vegan cafes, and yeah, that'll be one place where where non-vegetarians might feel like a misfit, like a lot of vegetarians do down south in the islands. So trust me, if you are a vegan, oh my god, the options there just for food. Even if you travel to Chiang Mai just for that food, you will not regret it. But it's so much beyond that. There's a good digital nomad community there. There are co-working spaces, 500 coffee shops, an amazing artist village that, oh, I would love to visit again. Then there's Sticky Waterfall, like a lot of adventures also nearby. So I think if I go back to Thailand, this is one place that I have to visit, even if it's just for food. And since we are already talking about favorites, let me tell you some of my favorite things to do in Thailand overall. So when I reached there was Songkran, which is the Thai New Year, which would be somewhere in the month of April. So witnessing Songkran, being a part of it, was definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Everybody is on the street with a water gun and nobody is spared no matter what. I remember I had to drag my suitcase in all of that mess. I didn't know that my hostel is right at one of those Songkran hubs, and I will never forget that experience. That was amazing, that was crazy, and I would love to do that again. Then in Phi Phi Island, I remember watching a Muay Thai match, which is specifically for tourists. It's not like the most authentic Muay Thai, obviously, because anybody can volunteer to put up a fight there, so you can't have your best moves over there. So there was a local bar wherein that Muay Thai was happening, tourists were volunteering, all of that. That was very fun. And then we visited two ethical elephant sanctuaries, in fact, and I will put the exact name or the Instagram handle of them somewhere here so you can refer. One was in Krabi and one was in Chiang Mai. So if you're at those places and you want to spend a day with elephants, that is also so unforgettable. Just spending a day with the huge, cute beasts and just watching them be their cute selves. It is a great experience. Then, like I said, there's this waterfall called Bua Tong Waterfall at Sri Lana National Park, which is 54 kilometers from Chiang Mai. So you will have to go to Chiang Mai for that. It's called a sticky waterfall. It's a waterfall which you can actually climb. So that was a very unique experience. Visiting the artist village in Chiang Mai, I will put the name somewhere here because I can't recall it exactly right now. The artist village, it was just the local artisans making their art and selling their products. It was a vibe. If you are fond of art, you will love that place. And sometime in November, there is a huge lantern festival that happens in Chiang Mai every year. I might go next year. Oh my god, it is a sight to just behold. I've seen so many videos about it and I would love to actually be there. With such amazing people around, such nice food and overall a feel-good factor, I think it will just add to the entire experience. And in Krabi, okay, I didn't know you could do kayaking amidst the mangroves somewhere in Thailand, but in Krabi, there was this experience that we had booked using Get Your Guide. You will easily find that experience. It was so budget-friendly. It was just for 1,700 rupees per person, wherein they picked us up from the hotel, dropped us, provided us with a kayak and some fruits and all. And that kayaking experience was really very unique. And I wasn't expecting to do something like that in Thailand. So yeah, these were some of my favorite things. If you are already going to these places, this will be worth considering. And now 3 amazing places where I would love to go the next time I'm in Thailand. I couldn't go this time because of lack of time, but you should definitely check them out and see if you can manage to put them somewhere in your itinerary. Number 1 is Khao Sok National Park. I don't think I need to talk about the national park as much. Just Google and you will find out why I'm talking about that. The national park, it's just, the landscape is very, very fairy tale like, and the adventures you can have there and the peace that you can get there, it's very different from what you'll see. It's very different from the rest of Thailand, in fact. Second, Koh Chang Island. It's pretty offbeat. You'll see very few tourists, but the beaches are beautiful. The white sand beaches, the pictures and the videos that I've seen, I would love to visit that island. And number 3 is Tarutao National Park. If you want to visit Tarutao National Park, you can make Koh Lipe Island as your base and you can go to Tarutao, because Tarutao in itself doesn't have a lot of tourism as such, or maybe hotels and all to like make your base in for a longer period. So yeah, Koh Lipe and Tarutao can be done together, and we were actually supposed to do that, but we opted to just go to Chiang Mai instead, so no regrets. And now some unpopular opinion, things that you can miss, some things that you should actually miss also, things that I found were overhyped. Let's get into it. Number 1 is Full moon parties. So, I am honestly not a party person. I am not a fan of big, wild, crazy parties, which is why for me, full moon party is a big no. It's not something I want to experience. And if you're also like me, I would rather prefer adventures or maybe a closely knit party at a local bar, playing a game of beer pong, having a drink or two with some friends, stuff like that. But full moon party is full, like it's really crazy and wild. So if you are going specifically for that, which a lot of people do, great, go for it. It really depends on your travel style. So all of these opinions that I'm sharing is as per my travel style, and just take them with a pinch of salt. Second, and this don't even take with a pinch of salt, this to just take. I don't understand why people even visit Pattaya when there are such beautiful, mind-blowing places in Thailand. So, I'm sorry, but yeah, that's really how I feel about it. I mean, Thailand has such beautiful places that I would just suggest, because I see Pattaya in so many itineraries, I just feel that, don't let Google fool you like that. Just do your own research and see if that's a vibe that if you want or not, or you can just opt for other alternatives. Third is, oh my god, Phuket, Bangla Road in Phuket. I remember we stayed near Bangla Road and we went there. Honestly, it's just skippable. If I had watched this video before, I would not go there at all because, again, not a vibe that I would personally enjoy. In fact, Phuket has so many better things to do. Especially if you're staying for a couple of nights in Phuket, I would suggest please stay near Old Town. The Old Town is so underrated and beautiful. Amazing shopping opportunities, colorful, great buildings, amazing vibe, good food, very aesthetic lanes, and just a feel-good factor to the place. So Old Town Phuket is so much better than Bangla Road. So if you have less time, you can just skip Bangla Road and go to Old Town instead. I mean, if I would do my entire trip again, I might actually just increase my time in Phi Phi Islands rather than spending a lot of time in Phuket, because in Phuket, other than Old Town, I didn't really find anything else that was enjoyable. But Phi Phi Islands, oh my god! I would suggest definitely spend a night there if possible, because just the early morning walks, walking in those lanes with coffee shops and amazing cafes around you, watching Muay Thai match in a local bar, just going to the beach, even diving opportunities in Phi Phi Island. Phi Phi Island is amazing. So I know a lot of people do day trips to Phi Phi Island, but if possible, I would highly recommend please stay a night. Even if you have to miss staying a night in Phuket, do that in Phi Phi Island. It is amazing. Then floating markets in Bangkok. I know you've seen a lot of videos and reels about it, but honestly, not worth it. They tend to be very expensive and even touristy. So again, not my vibe. I wouldn't do that. And finally, the most important, animal scam, animal abuse. So Southeast Asia is overall very notorious when it comes to animal tourism. Honestly, animals are abused just to lure tourism, and you will see a lot of it happening in Thailand and you wouldn't even know. A lot of times I understand that people go without even knowing. So what I would suggest is that please educate yourself before you're indulging in anything where an animal is involved. For example, tiger sanctuaries. Tiger sanctuaries are a big no in my books, because that tiger, I mean, think about it. A wild beast would not be sitting there and clicking pictures with humans. They don't belong there. They're obviously drugged into it, and that's not good. That's so unnecessary. So is the picture that you will get with them. It's so unnecessary. So tiger abuse. Then there is elephant rides. Please don't do that. Please don't indulge. Please don't encourage that. Or even some dolphin watching shows. Just whenever you are doing an experience that involves animals, please know if they are even ethical for them or not. Now, as for the itinerary, I really don't like to tell people what they exactly should do day-wise when they're in Thailand. That really depends on your travel style and when you're going, a lot of other factors, who you're going with. But at least for me, when I was going to Thailand, because this was my first time in Thailand, I really wanted to see what Thailand is famous for, which is Phuket, Krabi, Phi Phi Island, Chiang Mai, places like these. But the next time that I'll go, I would love to visit places like Tarutao National Park, Koh Lipe, Khao Sok National Park, Koh Phangan, so many offbeat islands around those areas. That's what I would love to do next time. It really depends on what you want to do. If you're going to Thailand for the first time, if you have really little time, I would suggest, okay, go for south of Thailand, go to Phi Phi, Phuket, Krabi, all of those places, beautiful beaches, amazing. You will have a great time. And in case you want to visit Chiang Mai and you are not inclined to see the beaches, because I know mostly people when they go for the first time, they want to see the beaches, right? But if that's not the case with you, you can always go to Chiang Mai and Pai in north of Thailand as well. And now coming to the budget, again, this is also depends on your travel style, but I think in this video I was able to give you a rough idea of little things here and there, maybe travel like sim, stuff like that. Overall, I can tell you that Thailand is a pretty budget-friendly destination in Southeast Asia, one of the cheapest countries to travel in Southeast Asia for sure. Actually, let me first tell you how you can get to your own budget. First, just quickly go to Skyscanner or wherever you book your flights and see from your city what's the round trip like. Mostly it'll be under 30,000. So that is for flights. There's no cost for visa. Accommodation, depending on what kind of accommodation you prefer, just go for that. Like if you can stay in hostels, it'll average to about 1,000 rupees per night, not more than that. If it's Airbnbs or a villa, really depends. So have an estimation for that. Then when it comes to food, if you eat local places, the cost might even be 200 rupees for a meal. But if you're going to cafes, like in Chiang Mai, I remember the average was 500 rupees a meal, 5 to 700 rupees a meal. That would be in cafes. Or if you're doing like fine dining, going to really posh restaurants, it might go up to even 2,000 rupees, right? So that would be about food. So with this rough estimate, you might be able to calculate your trip ka budget. But if I were to still give you a number, if you're doing an absolutely budget trip, like absolutely budget, going to cheapest hostels and having local food, all of that, it might be around 2,000 rupees per day, Indian rupees per day. In a mid-range, like comfortable but not luxury trip might be around 3,500 rupees, Indian rupees per day, 3,500 to 4,000. And obviously there's no limit to a luxurious trip. It really depends on what you're doing, where you're staying and all of that. So to arrive to a rough budget, I hope you will be able to, you can also just make an Excel sheet. I am a big fan of making Excel sheet for trip expenses. Every information is out there. How much you will be paying for accommodation, what would be flight cost, every information is out there. So just devise a budget for yourself. And yeah. But yes, I can tell you that north of Thailand is actually cheaper overall than south of Thailand. I don't know if it's because south of Thailand sees more tourists, not sure why, but yeah, that is something I noticed. Other than that, please don't forget to take VAT refund in case you do any shopping. I bought this camera that I'm actually using to shoot my video, my DJI Pocket 3 camera from Thailand, and I was able to save around 3,000 Indian rupees on the purchase of the camera, and the camera was priced somewhere around 50,000. So I was able to do that by simply filling up a form that your retailer will provide to you. You'll have to submit it at the airport when you're flying back to your country. Your home country, and there's just a counter named VAT refund for tourists, and you have to just present your form, invoice, all of that, and you can instantly, you'll just get Thai baht in return. So yeah, it's just such an easy way of getting back the tax that you've paid. So yeah, please do that. And just one or two bonus tips would be that Thailand is mostly a Buddhist country. So at temples, you will have to cover your knees and your shoulders. So if you're wearing a sleeveless, or if they're not covered, just carry some sort of a sarong or some sort of scarf with you so that you don't have to unnecessarily purchase it or be in a stressful situation at that time. And like I said, visiting 7-Elevens is an experience in Thailand, so don't miss that as well. And I hope that through this video, I was able to convey and I was able to share my experience of visiting the country with you. I was there for 2 days solo, and then I had Shrishti join me in for the trip. She's also a content creator and a dear friend, and the trip was amazing. Both of us had such a good time. But I really want to tell you that, okay, it is great for, traveling with your girl gang or couple or family and all of that. But if you are thinking of going to Thailand solo, go for it. It is an amazing destination for your first solo trip as well. So consider that. And I hope that through this video, I was able to convey and share my experience of traveling this beautiful country, and that it helps you sort out your Thailand trip as well. I hope you have a great trip. And if you found this helpful, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment below. It really gives me a lot of motivation to keep making videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.